That'll get it. By the time y'all make it to y'all been made up. Yeah, we gonna have a nice get together.
Y'all still gonna go to come all the way down to Bread of Life?
Yeah.
Your niece, is it Octavia your niece?
Yeah.
She got a church out there.
Oh, do she?
I'm here.
I thought they moved.
She was in Kansas.
They
Kansas City, Kansas.
I might go out there
I
and visit
preached over
her.
there one time.
Y'all act like that's out of town. Something like Bread of Life is just a jump.
I like 20 minutes.
Belton is Belton's not far.
We on here with the campers. We moving up.
Y'all not live yet though.
He is, yeah.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Yeah, I'm recording mine on YouTube.
I'm excited.
That's good. That's good.
I'm with the campers though. Hey, this is big. I'm serious, man.
Thank God for y'all accepted it.
Yes.
Yeah. Y'all would have loved the banquet. It was.
It did. It looked really nice. I went through all the pictures. I was like, that's so
we had
nice.
so much
We
fun.
had a blast.
I was exhausted.
Oh, I know you were.
I'd have been in there
You
like
was working
this.
Sundays and everything.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I would have been in there asleep. I would have been by myself.
This is gonna be the first full weekend I've been off in what?
Well, that's
Oh,
good.
wow, that's good.
I mean months. I've been 6 days plus a week.
Really?
Double time.
And
a day,
sometimes
twice a
12,
day
14 hour
going,
days, bananas.
That's
Yeah,
great.
it's been a lot of work.
Figured that.
That's
Do
what I
you
said.
work? You work?
Mm-hmm.
Go sit down, son.
Elijah, you can't come in here.
So,
Oh,
got a
take it
girl?
off.
I didn't know y'all got a girl.
Mm-hmm. From previous
Oh, okay.
relationship. Mm-hmm.
Jimmy?
What'd you say?
I said this still community stuff.
So a total of 5 kiddos.
Yep.
Ooh.
We got 19. Oh, 2 19s.
Yeah, 2 19s, about to be 2 13s,
13s, and then
tomorrow
the
2 13s, and then the 8. Yeah. Yes, Elijah.
You said you were going to give me your.
Nope, not happening. Burn out.
Okay, go with Marion. Don't come back in here. Go with
How much time
Marion.
we got?
You got about a minute and 20 seconds.
Minute and 20 seconds.
Minute and 20 seconds.
All right, let's go.
What's up, everybody?
Her cord don't knock your phone
Oh,
down.
okay.
Put it in.
Oh, this cord is doing that?
I can put it over here like this. Yes, ma'am.
Is that Auntie Michelle?
Yep.
Hi,
What's up, Auntie?
Michelle.
I'm Rosalind. Got my homie Kayla over there. ED, Eric. What's up, bruh? Uh-oh, Michaela. Tell my nephew, Jazz, he need to holler at me. Man.
That's the one.
How long y'all been doing this?
5 years. Oh, more 6.
No, in June it'll be 5 years. But we've been in radio have 20 years. But the marriage ministry has been about just 5 years old.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I watched every one that y'all put on, the ones y'all had online
Oh,
on
yeah.
Facebook. I watched every one of them. They were really good.
Thank you.
This man, it's not a whole lot of people repping the marriage thing like that. You know what I mean? I don't know why it's not being sold, and I don't know why it's not like popular. You know what I mean? Because I know we'll get into it, but this was the best decision I ever made in my life, ever. You know what I mean?
We'll talk about it on the
Yeah. That's why I'm gonna shut up.
How much time we got there?
See, hit record, son. That's what I was talking about.
So we're gonna talk a little bit
Can y'all
first,
hear?
and then we're gonna bring you guys.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Can y'all hear the music?
Come on, Forte, get it together.
Why can't they hear the music? Oh, it's not a program.
I should have had me.
Well, good morning,
Good morning.
and welcome back to Not Easily Broken Marriage Ministry broadcast. We just thank God for all of our listeners and
Yes.
faithful listeners.
Yes.
We thank God for you, even if you just tune in every now and then. And, we just thank God that you allowed us to grace your ears
Yes.
on today.
Yes.
Honey, love is in the air.
Oh, yes, it is. I can feel it.
You know, Jesus said, is this a new commandment I say
Right.
unto you, love each other like I love you.
That's right.
You know, can you imagine if married couples abided by that?
Oh, my God.
If we love one another like Jesus loves us?
Wow.
You know, he's forgiving, he's faithful, he's honorable, he's patient,
kind.
he's kind.
Yes.
Just imagine if all married couples was like that with one another.
Well, there would be no divorce.
There would be no divorce. You know, we
right.
fought for many years, screaming and hollering and throwing pots and pans
come
and
on.
running
We
out
ain't
of
go that
doors. And, yeah, we did it all. So, man, we and definitely we need Jesus
That's
in
right.
the center of everything.
That's
so,
right.
Man, we're still venting off of last week's event. You know, just you and me, sweetheart banquet.
Oh, that was amazing. And I just want to send a shout out to those who attended.
Yes.
Oh my God, we had a good time. It's just good to be around other couples.
Yes.
Because it really strengthened your relationship.
Yes.
Did we introduce ourselves?
I'm Pastor Kemper.
And I'm Linda Kemper. And we thank God for you tuning in. You may have tuned in for the very first time.
Yes.
We have a treat for you. Love is in the air. In the whole month of February, we have wonderful married couples.
Yeah.
Now, you know I said married couples.
Not shacking, not dating, not quitting each other and getting back together.
Right,
but
right.
married couples.
That's right. So we know that the devil hates marriages.
Right.
He hates, when you get married. So once you say I do, he sends the whole host of hell.
That's right.
To attack that marriage. But we thank God that we have couples that have stood together and, was able to stand, through it all. And we just thank God for that. But we have this wonderful couple here in the studio. And we just want the king of his castle to introduce himself.
Well, my name is Anthony Jones.
And I'm Jackie Jones.
And that's his queen,
That's
Jackie.
my baby.
Well, welcome to Joneses.
Thank you. Thank you for having
Thank
us.
you.
Yes.
Joneses is definitely in the house and in
That's
full
right.
effect.
Yes. Yes.
That's right. We just thank God for them. We're going to just jump right into this.
Okay.
If you have your spouse, if they're not with you, hey, tell them to tune in.
Yes.
The Kempers on the air. They have a great couple here that have a testimony that's going to bless your marriage.
Yes.
So go get your spouse, and we're gonna hear their love story. And the thing about a love story, it's not always good.
Yes.
Starting off or whatever, but a love story is about you being able to forgive over and over again.
Oh, that's so true. I mean,
wow.
And I believe they're Facebook Live right now. So if you want to just
Tune in.
just tune in and throw them some hearts out or give them a shout out, say something to them. It's encouraging.
That's
Yes.
right.
And this stage that we're on now, man, I tell you, sometimes it can be tedious for married couples.
Right. But you know what, honey? We're giving the devil a black eye. No, we're not giving him a black eye.
We're knocking him smooth out.
Yes, because we're uplifting marriages.
Yes.
We're exposing marriage, and we're not for just living together, but marriage is an awesome thing. And you know what? Marriage looks good on the Joneses, y'all.
Yes.
They almost look like brothers and sisters.
We've got that.
I'll show y'all in Kansas.
Yeah, I know, right?
So I just want to ask a question here. How many children do y'all have, Jackie?
We have a total of 5. We're a blended family, but we have a total of 5. We decided to add the last one to bring all the children together.
Well, that's good. And they're young. They don't even look like they're too much. Oh, no, I'm not going to say over 5. But they're very young. And how old are the children, Sister Jackie?
We have currently 2 19, one 12 and 13. The 12-year-old will be 13 tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
My baby, Amari.
Our daughter will be 13 tomorrow, and then 8.
Wow, that's good. That's good.
That sounds like the Brady Bunch.
Somewhat.
Close to it. We got to start in 5. Yes, sir.
Well, that's so amazing. That's amazing.
So Anthony,
Yes, sir.
How did you guys meet? How did all of this come together?
Man, oh man.
Well, before he
the
gets
first
started, I
time-
want to ask him, what did Jackie had on the first time when you first
Oh
saw
my
her?
word! The first time I met her, I saw her at the park, and she had on this black halter top and some khaki. They were kind of capris, maybe some kind of long. I don't know if they were khakis, but she was.
Are you talking about at the park on 107th, or are you talking about at the apartment?
No, and I ain't talking about the apartment.
Oh, okay.
We get to that part later. We'll get to that part later, ma'am.
First time.
Yes, the first time she had on this black little hot to top. It was summertime.
Wow.
She was at a class reunion. Shout out to D Major Picasso, my brother Demetrius Walker,
Wow.
for
Hooking us up.
hooking us up. Yeah,
So y'all
I
had
just
to hook up.
yeah.
Well,
I looked over at. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Actually, he was used by God.
That's true.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
That's
Wow.
right.
Because this, I promise you, once you hear our love story,
So
you'll
tell
be
us
like.
about the hookup.
Yeah.
So, I didn't really want to do nothing, and my brother was like, hey, man, why don't you come on to the barbecue with me? They was having a class reunion. And I was like, man, I don't really feel like going nowhere. He's like, man, come on, hang out with me. So I went to the class reunion with him. He went on up to the gazebo where everybody was at. And I stayed kind of on about the swing area.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked over to my left and I said, wow, who is that gazelle over there? I said, who is that? And my brother was like, hey, man, you want me to hook you up? I said, yes, sir. and he introduced us. And, we talked the
We did
whole
talk
barbecue.
The whole time.
The
Really?
whole,
We did.
yes, the whole barbecue. We hit it right off the bat. But at the time, I think she was in a relationship and I was in a relationship, and it was both of them was kind of headed toward the end, but we really didn't know that at the time.
Right.
Oh, wow.
So we just
So how old were you guys?
oh man,
20s.
early 20s. We were in our early 20s because I was about to go back. I was about to go back to school, to college. I was in college playing ball at the time.
Really?
Yes, sir.
So
yes,
did
sir.
you go back?
I did go back, and I went back and was doing me, and I know she had knew my auntie, and she had reached out to my auntie a couple of times looking for me. My aunt,
Stalk 'em down.
yeah.
She wasn't helpful.
Wow, and Anthony, you're so joyful.
Yes, sir.
And I can see how
Yes,
she
sir.
was probably attracted to you.
Oh, man.
Because your personality,
Man.
So when you say it was love at first sight, did y'all actually?
No, it was like at first sight for me. I think I just liked them a lot. I'm talking about at the park.
At the park,
At the park.
I was in love. I was in love. I don't know about her.
So okay, like with Sister Kemper,
Yes.
she didn't like short men and light men.
Oh.
So you don't see a lot of light-skinned couples
Yes, sir.
together because
Right.
a lot of them they
Like
like them
those
dark,
colors.
or if one's dark, they
Yes,
like
sir.
them light.
Yes, sir.
So was the attraction did y'all go by color or just personality or looks or how was it?
For me, you want to speak first?
I think it was personality.
Yeah.
Personality.
I was just
Okay.
gonna say. Our personality just hit right off the bat. it was
We
was
had a lot of
almost
things in common.
yes, and it was almost like we kind of knew each other, but we didn't. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it was definitely beautiful, and just to everybody out there, I just want you to know she crushed my heart.
I did.
She broke my heart, Kemper. She
How did she do that?
Man, so me, I'm a hopeless romantic. I was calling her every morning, saying good morning. Trying to do different things, and picking her up, taking her lunch, going to the lookout point. Bringing her flowers.
Wow. 20 years old.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. She shoved me down.
And that got on my nerves.
Oh, really?
Yes,
didn't like
it
that?
was too nice.
Too nice.
Well,
She wasn't used to. She wasn't used to a brother like me, brother
She
Kemper.
wanted a thug.
Yeah, I don't know what she wanted.
She wanted your hair hanging.
I just didn't. No, I didn't want a thug. It was just too much. I was a single
He was
mother.
coming
I had,
too
and it was
strong.
just, it was just so much. And then I still was in between that other relationship, trying to
okay.
do all of that. And so then he came along with all that, and I'm like,
He was coming strong.
yeah, he was. And I was just like, this is just too much. Like, I'm done.
So what? Did you guys break up or?
We were never.
We weren't together. I was
Together, we were
courting.
just
So
yeah.
I'm old school.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm real old school. I was raised by my grandmother, and my
Yeah.
grandmother was always, "Hey, you need to court this young lady
Right.
if you're interested." So I was trying to court her, and she didn't know how to handle that. She wasn't ready for
I
that.
bet she wanted you married.
I'm mature, sister.
So now let me ask you all a question. How long did you all actually dated before you got married?
Ooh,
A year.
about a year. Yes,
A year?
about a year.
And how long have you all been married?
It'll
be
be
10 in
10
April.
April 2nd.
Wow.
It'll be 10 April 2nd.
1 year and 10 years married.
Yes.
So y'all got married in your 20s.
Yes. No. Yeah. Did
How
we?
old am I?
Y'all don't even know.
She's 38. She'll be 39 May 8th.
Y'all look
And
young.
I'm 40. I'll be 41 next
So about
month
10
on the
years
20th.
ago, whatever that
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
So
yeah,
now,
so close to 30s. Yeah.
so as having a blended family, how was that? Like when you first got married? Because there's a couple out there, maybe more than one, that is listening,
Mhm.
and they're having an issue with the blended family. How would you tell them how you all dealt with that?
I would definitely say prayer
Right.
and your faith should be a foundation
Right.
foremost. I mean
Right.
that should be your number one.
Wow.
And then just being able to connect with the children and the
Right.
children being able to connect with each other.
Right.
You know, I know being able to, communication is huge.
Oh yes.
Right.
Communication is huge when it
Yes.
comes to a blended family because, you know, there are times where, you know, the other parties may not have the same values as you. However, you know, if they're willing and wanting to join together and not just necessarily have prayer, but just kind of have meetings.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just to be
That's
able to meet
good.
up and talk. And
So in your coming together with children already,
yes, sir.
did you guys talk about how you would parent one another, like parent the kids, like you know, 'cause we've counseled a lot of couples where there were a lot of parenting issues where
Right.
there were blended families and they wouldn't talk about it, they would just go into it and it would
Right.
just
Yes,
be
sir.
mayhem,
Yes,
like
sir.
disrespect and
Mm-hmm.
I don't want you doing this to my kid and this is not your child.
Right.
You know,
You know what? We didn't have that bad of issues, honestly. Like, you know, you would think with our daughter, like, don't do my daughter's hair or stuff like that. Like, I never ran into,
Yeah.
but that's real. But
Right.
A lot of
she
people-
wasn't like that towards me, and
Right.
it just was
Now that
easier,
yeah,
I
right.
would say, because I was part of blended families. My parents were married multiple times, and so I was in that multiple times. But
Yeah.
it wasn't difficult. And I think for me, I've learned to know my place.
That's
You know, I
good.
come in when necessary, but I pull back
See,
a lot
that's
because I don't
good.
want to offend anyone.
That's good.
See, you blessing somebody out there.
Yes.
Because, like you said, honey, we have counseled couples, many of couples, and that's the issue. They want to just get right in it, you know, take the place of the mom or the dad.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
you can't do that.
You can't
Nah.
do that.
Yeah,
No.
'cause I don't want to offend.
Right.
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 That's
Yeah.
good.
We've counseled a lot where it would be so much friction with these children. I mean, it's like,
Yes.
well, I don't want them doing this, or I don't want them doing that, well, you can't do this. I mean, just, you know.
And I'll say this. I would say maybe even a few weeks ago. You know, sometimes the kids try to break down the dynamic of the parenting. Oh,
Right.
you know, when
They're trying.
when you have someone over there, my daughter. Oh well, he's not. If someone is saying, oh, he's not treating me right, but the other parent, what I love about this is that the other parent will call
Right.
and say, hey, what is going on? We need to talk about it. We go,
Right.
and that's one of the beautiful things about co-parenting
Yeah.
and having a step this and step that is that we're able in this dynamic able to sit down and talk.
That's good. That is
Wow, that's
so
good. So I got a question too. So do the kids try to play on you guys? Like if one parent
Say
tells
no.
one not to do something, they go to the other parent and say, "Well, can I do this?" Even
Right,
though
right,
she told
right.
no.
You know who does it the most?
Yeah.
The child we have together. Our baby does it the most.
That's what I was saying.
Yes.
All kids
He
do
do
that.
it the most.
But you know, the greatest thing, I like what you say, is really just love
Yes.
and communication.
Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
that's a beautiful thing, really bringing a blended family together. That's unity.
Yes.
That's a powerful thing. But I have another question.
Uh-oh.
He said, how do you and Jackie find that? Do you mind I call you Jackie?
Oh yeah, that's not.
How do y'all find that time just for each other with the kids, the work? How important do you believe spending time is in a marriage?
We don't let nothing take it away.
I know that's right.
We really don't. Like the kids, all that. We just always on each other.
That's good.
I say it like that, like we just always close, always
That's
like
good.
the kids are not a distraction.
No. And then I would say even too, and I know we joke about it a lot. Even sometimes if we feel like if we're getting overwhelmed by the kids,
Right.
sometimes we'll just say, hey, let's go have a date and go to Aldi. You know what I mean? We'll go to Aldi, pick up a few
And
groceries.
we'll dip on the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be quick to go to Wally World and be good. Because sometimes it does get to the point where we need a break from the kids, and
Right.
and sometimes we're not always. We may not have a sitter. We may not have the nanny. So we'll man. Hey, we'll be back.
So tell a husband out there that's listening to you how important it is to that woman that she remains that special, person
Yes,
to you.
Oh man, outside of Christ, your wife, your spouse, your other half, she should be the center of your heart.
That's right.
She should be the center of your heart. Take time out. One of the things that I do is I make sure I take the time out, whether if we are together or apart, and I tell her, I say, babe, I appreciate you.
That's
Because it's a lot of times that men do not appreciate their woman.
That's
You know what I mean?
right.
And I appreciate her wholeheartedly.
Aw.
When she may have a snack, or even when she get in her car, sometimes I'll write a little note,
He does.
put it in her seat.
Don't
And drive off.
He
does.
Right here.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
powerful.
so good. I have a question for you guys.
Yes, sir.
Now, this was big with me, even being single before I ever got married. We're right at 18 years being married.
Mm,
But I
That's
love to see an example
right.
of married couples, and sometimes it was hard to see.
Mm-hmm.
Even when we got married, we didn't see a lot of examples. How big is that for you guys to see an example with other married couples where you can say, man, it seems like they're in love, or man, it seems like they got a good relationship? Because I think that's good to have an example
Yes.
in front of you, or even if it's near,
Yes.
where you can say, man, you might never tell them, but you say, man, they really have affected our relationship. So how is that important to you to see an example as married couples?
Or to
missed
even
out.
be an example.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's not too many good examples.
Right.
Like, when we have a lot of people that look at us as examples, or
Yes.
they call us power couples and things like
Yeah.
that. And I'm
That's
like, we're just Anthony and Jackie. But
Right.
I wish there were more.
Right.
Yes.
But for us, we live our life as we do, and
That's
I
good.
like that people kind of look at us, and not like, but that we're somebody for somebody else to look at. You know?
Right. That
Yeah.
is good.
For me, I want to give a shout out to, first off, you guys, because believe it or not, you guys are an amazing couple. I watch people from afar. I'm a very observant person, and sometimes you can see when people's love is fake, and
Right.
you guys are genuine. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
yeah.
Shout out to Jesse and Robert Cobbins. They are an amazing couple. I mean, even Bishop Cobbins and Lady Christina. I mean,
Yes.
I love watching them. And we all know all our relationships aren't perfect. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
However, there's a happy medium where we can pray together. We can definitely talk about it.
Yes.
Before then, man, we used to have crazy arguments.
Yeah.
You hear me? We
You've been there, done
Just anything.
anything,
Glasses breaking.
Right. Just and then just coming into the ministry that we're in now.
Yes.
That blessed our relationship tremendously.
That's good.
Yeah,
I mean,
Bread of Life saved our marriage.
Saved our marriage.
That's
Bread of Life saved our marriage. Absolutely.
good.
That's good.
Absolutely.
I have a love quote right here. We
Okay.
have to do a lot of love quotes.
Okay.
It says, if I had to choose between loving you and breathing, I would use my last breath to say I love you.
Oh, that's good.
Oh man, that's awesome. Yes.
That is so
that's
good.
rich. I like that.
Yeah.
That is so powerful. Now, honey, for as another question here, I have a question here for Jackie.
Mm-hmm.
So now those times, and what would you say to a wife that is out there listening, that is struggling? They're in a dark place. Even though God have brought us through and we're loving each other, and we done got over that hump, and there's somebody that's in the early stages of their marriage, and the devil like to take it out in the early stage. And they're going through, and that wife is saying, I don't know what to do with this man. And you might have had those moments as well. Can you just minister to that woman out there that's listening? Tell her, a lot of time we, as women, we react in the wrong way. What's the right way to, for that woman to react in a situation like that?
I'll refer to how I was when I was in that situation. There was a lot of prayer.
Yes.
It built up my relationship with Christ.
Right.
And knowing myself and knowing how to support my husband.
Right.
We went through a lot of difficult times. And so during those times, it wasn't about me. It was about us. And so I had to remember the whole purpose is our relationship and to keep our relationship strong. So you're not alone.
Yes.
It's not about you. It's about you two as a whole. And if you want to keep your marriage together, you pray it through and pray alone and pray together.
That's good. That's good, because we know that I was going to say it's in the Bible, but it's just a saying. A family that prays together will stay together. Yes. And I like what you said, Jackie, when you said prayer, because I was doing this. I was trying to get things right and change him by nagging and telling him what he was, and that was just making things worse.
Absolutely.
She wanted to tell me what to do.
No, I don't believe that.
She's still trying that. Almost 20 years.
They all do, doctor. They all do.
I tried this morning.
They all do, doctor. They all do. One of the amazing things that when I knew I had a God-fearing woman, and I knew that this woman was for me, and I always call it, man, she's been the only woman that really to be able to tame me.
Wow.
When we was going through financial situations, me being prideful, my ego, and all that stuff was in the way. Outside of her praying and doing that, instead of complaining, she found solutions.
Wow.
There's a lot of women, like you said, sometimes they'll nag and make it worse. And, a lot of times that make a man go somewhere else and find, what it is that they were looking for in her.
Right.
But she did not complain. She what they call it, cool as a cucumber, or calm and collect. And she found solutions throughout our whole issues that we were having, finances and whatever else it was.
And it got bad.
It got real bad.
It got bad.
It was real bad.
Well, see, that's the part of a help meet. They help you meet destiny.
Yes, sir.
Right.
So however it takes for them to do it, they help you meet it. Sometime, and we know that men are the provider, but sometimes a man might hit a low spot.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Well, that woman might have to pick up the pace.
That's right.
And like you said, not complain, but no, look,
Right.
I don't have a lazy man, but he's just struggling right now.
That's right.
And I need to be that helpmeet to get him to where he needs to get to.
Absolutely.
And back on track. So we thank you for your honesty.
Yes.
And
And
transparency.
your transparency.
Yes.
My God.
Yes.
Somebody needs to hear that.
Yes, sir.
Out there now.
Yes, sir.
And we hope you're listening to this power couple right here, because
That's
they're
right.
dropping some bombs,
Man.
some nuggets.
Man.
So here you guys are 10 years later.
Yes.
And so just to speaking to somebody life out there that's listening, marriage gets better with time. So
Yes.
right at this time when you said you met her over, I said it was 11 years ago, and it was like, wow. How is it now?
Still the same. I mean, when I walk in and I see her, I get the Kool-Aid smile on, and sometimes I can't contain myself. I have to remember there's kids in the house. I'll be like, "Ooh, Lord Jesus."
So, it's just awesome to hear that.
Yes.
Because these are married couples.
Yes.
The
Right.
devil have deceived a lot of people
Yes.
to marriage is not this and marriage is not that. But we know the devil is a lie. We wouldn't want it no other way.
No.
We wouldn't want it no other way. And we're here. If you're listening, you're in a dark place. You may say, like, this is not going to work. I'm sure we all have said that.
Right.
Yes.
But hang in there. Man, you're going to look back and still say, wow.
Yes,
you
ma'am.
know, and it's
Yes,
still
ma'am.
that love. And
Yes, ma'am.
still can't wait to plan when we going out.
Yes,
And,
ma'am.
You know, so now romance. You know, I'm going to ask y'all about
Yes, ma'am.
being romantic.
Yes, ma'am.
How important do you, as a woman, I always pick on Jackie. Now, this time, I'm going to just pick on Anthony.
Uh-oh.
Because a lot of men need to know this.
Yes.
How important is it for a woman to have your affection as a man, as her husband? Not a man out on the street hollering at her, but how important do you think that is for your wife to have that from you?
I believe it's very important. Like I stated earlier, you don't want your woman to go try to find that somewhere else.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm very spontaneous. You hear me? You know, we married. So it feels good to be legal, right? So, you know, sometimes if we don't have time, you know, we'll go have some fun in the closet. You know what I mean? It's very it's very, very, very important.
Tell the kids, y'all tell the kids y'all praying.
Yeah. Go sit down somewhere. Go have a fruit snack. But us as men, you know,
Yes,
Brother Kemper, you know, sometimes we can get prideful and, you know, we can get in our own way. So it's very, 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 very important for men to lose that. It's okay for us to be romantic. It's okay for, you know, for us to kind of let our guard down and have a little sensitivity in our life. You know, we still hardcore, you know. I'm still a man's man, but it's okay. It's okay, fellas. So love on your woman no matter what. Rub her hair, rub her back, rub her feet. You know, that stuff is important.
I seen you on shampooing her
Oh,
hair.
yeah. You know, I was trying to get some extra brownies.
But I want to jump in here because our time is about up. But I want you to look in Jackie's eye and just one word to describe her. Just one word.
Amazing.
Wow.
Amazing.
And why you say that?
Because of who she is and all she does. You know, she wears so many hats, and sometimes there's not enough to put on there. But she is an amazing woman, amazing wife, friend, companion, whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
You're the best.
Now, Jackie, look at him in just one word.
Yeah, he knows what I'm going to say. It's funny, but I call him Hallmark. Hallmark.
But let us know why.
I call him Hallmark because he is like the sweetest person ever. Like I could never ask for the best husband ever. I call him my gift. Like he's really a gift from God. And
That's powerful.
Like blesses my life every day. Make sure I'm always taken care of, happy. I don't have to really ask for anything.
See, now that's good. Y'all hearing all of this. But these couples have went through some things.
Yes.
But it's like a diamond in the rough. Even though it's not looking right then, hang in there. You have a diamond.
I got one more love quote before we
Our
go.
time is about it.
Love is not about how many days, months, or years you've been together. Love is about how much you love each other every day.
Oh, man, that's beautiful.
We thank God for the Joneses here.
Thank you for having us.
Yes.
We know you guys enjoyed them, Facebook Live, even live over the radio.
That's right.
And we just thank God. If you would like to contact us,
816-382-1556. That's right. And remember,
we are the Kempers,
and we're building marriages that's not easily broken. God bless you.
Amen.
God bless you.
Amen. I didn't get a chance to plug it, but hey, we got a YouTube channel coming real soon. We're going to start our podcast starting in March. So stay tuned. We on our way.
Wow, I want to get into